Mommy's gonna grow, sweetheart. I'm nervous that Robin's kids aren't going to adjust well. I think they have a lot of stress right now. And I'm concerned.
They're really young still.
So does that make it worse?
It makes it harder.
Because they don't understand everything that's happening and stuff. Well, and I worry about that.
There's an upheaval, and because I know with our younger children, they logic it out quite the way that the older children can.
We knew that Robin had to be moved, and we knew that we wanted it to happen, and so we had to help make it happen. This is, give me the power, and I'm all good. And she's sweating really hard because she's working. And Cody is like,
your painting's impotent here. I'm not a guy walking around with a finger in my nose and then the other one in my nose.
What makes this episode so unforgettable is that it captures something universal. It isn't just about polygamy or religion or even the Browns themselves. It's about the fragile, aching way families evolve. About the way love demands sacrifice. About how every parent, every child, every spouse eventually has to face the terrifying question, am I enough? As Robin's move becomes real, the emotions swirl heavier. Janelle stays back, managing the children at home, showing the quiet, practical side she's always carried. She's not loud with her jealousy, not explosive with her hurt, but you can feel it, sitting just behind her calm voice. That subtle ache of watching your husband give energy to another woman, while you stay behind, keeping the machine of family life running. Mary tries to cope by throwing herself into control, organizing boxes, barking instructions, teasing Cody when he seems to slack off. But beneath the sarcasm is that same unease, the same fear of being left behind in. Now, to the kids, she seemed like a friend at first. Someone soft-spoken, someone with a smile that carried hope. But then reality set in. She wasn't just visiting, she was becoming part of their family. For the first time ever, the children were forced to watch their father in a new light, courting another woman, sneaking away for visits, showing a giddy teenage side of himself that many of them didn't recognize. One daughter said it best, "For 16 years, we've had 3 moms and a dad. This side of our dad is Fiki. He's like a teenager again." And with Robin came more than just new energy. She came with her own 3 children, her own painful history, and her own cautious hope. She was a woman scarred by a difficult marriage, stepping into a plural family with both fear and excitement. And while Cody's eyes lit up with possibility, some of his wives' hearts sank under the weight of jealousy, betrayal, and questions they weren't ready to face. Christine's voice still echoes from this episode. I knew it would be complicated. I didn't know it would break my heart. Her words weren't just about Robin or about Cody's attention being pulled away. They were about the invisible cracks starting to form in a family built on togetherness. She had shared her world for decades, shared her husband, her laughter, her burdens, and now she was realizing just how much love could also feel like loss. And yet, woven through the pain was the raw, tender thread of motherhood. Christine had recently suffered a miscarriage. She carried the invisible weight of loss and fear, not knowing if her body could carry another child. But against the fear, against the heartbreak, she found herself pregnant again with Truly. And in the middle of all the chaos, all the tension, there was still this miracle of life, a baby on the way. A heartbeat reminding everyone why they chose family in the first place. The episode captures those contradictions so perfectly. Joy and sorrow, new beginnings and endings, loyalty and doubt. Cody's excitement over Robin's birthday. The kids nervously trying to plan a party that didn't feel too much. The awkward laughter when someone joked, "I'm glad he didn't get an 18-year-old girl." These little moments, sprinkled with humor, can't hide the ache underneath. Every wife, every child. Every single person in that home was adjusting to a shift so massive, it would define the family forever. What makes this episode so haunting isn't just Robin's arrival. It's the way you can see the old world cracking open. You can feel the wives struggling to say, "This is fine. This is what I signed up for," even as their eyes betray them. You can feel the kids caught between curiosity and confusion. Some embracing Robin as a sister figure, others unsure if she could ever be mom. And then the move, the long, exhausting trip to pack Robin up and bring her closer to the family. On the surface, it's just boxes, kids running around, parents giving orders. But underneath, it's symbolic. It's the point of no return. Once Robin's belongings are stacked on those trucks, once her children's toys are loaded in, once her life is merged with theirs, everything changes. Mary tries to keep control, barking out orders, becoming what the family jokingly calls the packing Nazi. Cody, defensive as always, tries to prove he's in charge. The kids tease, laugh, play, but you can almost hear the unspoken fears beneath their chatter. What does this mean for us? Will Dad love her more? Will things ever feel the same again? This is why fans can't watch this episode without crying. Because it isn't just about a new wife. It's about a family shifting on its axis. It's about women swallowing heartbreak for the sake of faith and commitment. It's about children realizing that love is not simple, that it's messy, complicated, sometimes unfair. And it's about Cody, torn between the family he built and the dream of something bigger, something more. And through it all, Christine, pregnant, tired, scared, stands as this silent reminder of what it all costs. Her voice trembling when she admits, "Sometimes I don't even want to stay. The only thing keeping me here is my commitment and my daughter." Those words cut deep because we know now what they foreshadowed. But even without the hindsight of future seasons, in that moment, viewers felt it. The storm had arrived. What makes this episode so unforgettable is that it captures something universal. It isn't just about polygamy or religion or even the Browns themselves. It's about the fragile, aching way families evolve, about the way love demands sacrifice, about how every parent, every child, every spouse eventually has to face the terrifying question, am I enough? As Robin's move becomes real, the emotions swirl heavier. Janelle stays back, managing the children at home, showing the quiet. Practical side she's always carried. She's not loud with her jealousy, not explosive with her hurt, but you can feel it sitting just behind her calm voice. That subtle ache of watching your husband give energy to another woman, while you stay behind keeping the machine of family life running. Mary tries to cope by throwing herself into control, organizing boxes, barking instructions, teasing Cody when he seems to slack off. But beneath the sarcasm is that same unease, the same fear of being left behind in her husband's heart. And Christine, her pain lingers in every frame. Pregnant, still healing from miscarriage, she looks around at the chaos, at Cody smiling over Robin's new beginning, and you can see the thought flash across her eyes. Where do I belong now? Even the children, in their innocence, reflect the tension. Some are excited about new siblings, about the novelty of moving boxes and meeting new playmates. Others are uneasy, hyper, restless, unsure of how to place Robin in their family story. She seems like a friend, one says, but I guess she'll have to be a mom eventually. That sentence alone carries the weight of everything. The awkward transition from stranger to mother, from outsider to insider, from her family to ours. And then there's Robin's kids, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. So young, so vulnerable, so caught in the whirlwind of change. Dayton, with his Asperger's, already faced the world through a unique lens, needing structure, predictability. And here he was, ripped from one life and thrown into another, surrounded by cameras, strangers, siblings he'd just met. Robin's worry for him, for all her kids, is so raw in this episode. She wants this new chapter to heal the wounds of the past. But she knows the risk, that the upheaval could break her children in ways she can't undo. It's here that the episode hits its most tender chord. Behind the laughter, behind the birthday cake plans, behind the bickering about packing, this is an episode about children. About their ability to adapt, to carry burdens, to see truth, even when adults try to shield them. The kids weren't just extras in this story. They were living, breathing proof of what this lifestyle demanded. Proof of how the choices of parents ripple through generations. And then, the moment the trucks are packed, when everyone is sweaty, tired, bickering, but pushing forward, you realize what's really happening. The Browns aren't just moving boxes. They're moving into a new chapter, one that none of them fully understand. Robin, glowing but nervous. Cody, energized but stretched thin. The wives, smiling through gritted teeth. The children, watching, learning, wondering. When Robin says softly, "This is the good part. I'm finally here," it almost feels like two different stories colliding. For her, it's relief, joy, belonging. For the others, it's the beginning of loss, of cracks in the foundation. It's the bittersweet truth of family. What is salvation for one can feel like betrayal for another. Maybe that's why fans can't watch this episode without crying. Because it's not just about the Browns. It's about us. It reminds us of the first time we felt replaced. The first time love felt unfair. The first time our family changed and we couldn't stop it. It's about the aching reality that time doesn't freeze, that life keeps moving forward, even when we're not ready. Looking back now, with everything we know about where this family ended up, this episode feels almost prophetic. The tears, the jealousy, the quiet confessions, they weren't just fleeting emotions. They were the foundation of everything that came later. Christine's heartbreak, Mary's loneliness, Janelle's independence, Robin's controversial role, Cody's unraveling. It's all here, hidden in the boxes of that moving truck, whispered in the laughter of the kids, tucked inside the sighs of women trying to be brave. And yet, what makes this episode evergreen is that it's not just about endings. It's about resilience. It's about love showing up in 1,000 different imperfect forms. Love for children, love for family, love for faith. Even when they were hurting, they still cooked birthday cakes. They still helped each other pack. They still showed up. And isn't that what family is at its core? Showing up, even when it hurts? So when fans rewatch this chapter, tears fall not just for the Browns, but for themselves, for the families they've loved and lost, for the childhoods that changed too fast, for the marriages and friendships that cracked under pressure, for the people they once were and the people they've become. Oh, because Season 1, Episode 3 of Sister Wives isn't just reality television. It's a mirror of love, sacrifice, jealousy, hope, heartbreak, and the complicated beauty of family. And that's why no matter how many years pass, no matter how many seasons follow, this episode remains unskippable. It's the episode fans can't watch without crying.